You know how it is this time of year. Every practice, every roster move, every little update can end up meaning a whole lot once the season starts. And today, the Browns made another move that might not grab the biggest headlines, but it could end up being more important than people think. If you've been keeping an eye on this team's defense and wondering what's happening with that cornerback competition, you're going to want to hear this one. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button if you're riding with the Browns this season, and drop "Go Browns" in the comments so every real Browns fan knows you're part of the dog pound. The Cleveland Browns have made another move to strengthen their secondary, and this latest addition says a lot about what the coaching staff is thinking as training camp continues. Cleveland has officially signed cornerback Tyler Hall, a player who spent time with the Seattle Seahawks, while also making the corresponding move of waiving tackle Jack Conley. It might seem like a minor transaction on the surface, but when you look closer, it reveals two important storylines developing inside the Browns organization. First, the decision to waive Conley suggests that Tevin Jenkins is expected to return sooner rather than later, after Conley had been taking reps in his absence. More importantly, though, this signing shows that the Browns are still searching for the right answer at the CB3 position. If that role had already been secured, Cleveland would not continue bringing in experienced cornerbacks to compete. Instead, they're keeping the competition alive, looking for consistency, reliability, and someone capable of earning meaningful snaps before the regular season begins. Tyler Hall enters that competition at 27 years old, with valuable NFL experience and something that immediately stands out on his resume. He is a two-time Super Bowl champion. His NFL journey has been anything but straightforward. Hall entered the league as an undrafted free agent with the Atlanta Falcons in 2020 before joining the Los Angeles Rams, where he earned his first Super Bowl ring. He later spent multiple seasons with the Las Vegas Raiders before bouncing between practice squads with Philadelphia, Seattle, and Jacksonville during 2024. Seattle eventually brought him back, giving him another opportunity before Cleveland decided he was worth adding to its own roster. What makes Hall an intriguing signing is that he has already shown flashes of being an effective NFL cornerback. Back in 2022, he produced outstanding Pro Football Focus grades, including an overall grade of 86.9 and a coverage grade of 86.3. Those numbers reflected a player capable of making real contributions in coverage while also creating impact plays, including a memorable sack against Russell Wilson and multiple pass breakups. Even in 2023, although his grades declined somewhat, they still remained solid while he appeared in 11 games and recorded 20 tackles. Of course, the Browns are not expecting Hall to suddenly become a Pro Bowl starter overnight. This move is about depth, competition, and experience. Cleveland has continued to rotate through multiple cornerbacks during camp because nobody has fully claimed that third cornerback job. Every practice becomes another opportunity for someone to separate from the group, and Hall now gets his chance to prove he belongs. That competition has become increasingly interesting because Hall isn't entering an empty room. Miles Harden remains part of the battle, although reports suggest he has not fully secured the coaching staff's confidence. The Browns have also brought in other defensive backs looking to make an impression. De'Ari Mathis intercepted Deshaun Watson during training camp before returning to practice after briefly leaving with an issue, showing that he remains firmly in the mix. Undrafted players like Nate Evans and Michael Coates Jr. are also competing, while Tyrone Herring represents another recent addition as Cleveland continues evaluating every possible option. What stands out about all of these moves is that they follow the same pattern. The Browns are not simply collecting bodies for camp. They appear determined to build a defensive backroom filled with players who bring the right mentality and competitive attitude. Hall fits that description. Even if he wasn't a major contributor during each championship run, he has spent time inside winning organizations, experienced playoff environments, and understands what successful locker rooms look like. That kind of experience can have value far beyond the stat sheet, especially for younger players trying to establish themselves. The message coming out of Cleveland seems clear. Earning a roster spot will not be based on reputation alone. Every defensive back is being challenged to prove he can contribute, and the Browns are refusing to settle until someone clearly wins that CB3 role. Tyler Hall now has an opportunity to change the conversation and perhaps become one of the biggest under-the-radar stories of training camp. Do you think Tyler Hall has what it takes to earn the Browns' CB3 job? Or do you believe Cleveland still needs to make another move before the season begins? The encouraging part for Browns fans is that this competition is taking place while the defense continues to generate positive reviews throughout training camp. Multiple reports from padded practices indicate that the defensive unit has consistently challenged the offense, with several newcomers already making their presence felt. Jared Verse, Mason Graham, and Tyson Campbell have all been mentioned as standout performers, giving Cleveland every reason to believe this group can remain one of the NFL's toughest defenses. One of the biggest reasons for that optimism is the development of Mason Graham. Expectations are extremely high for him heading into the season, and early signs suggest he is taking the leap many expected. His disruptive play has become a recurring theme during camp, creating pressure that makes life difficult for opposing offenses. At the same time, Jared Verse continues to justify the excitement surrounding his arrival. ESPN even included him among the league's most impactful off-season additions, highlighting his physical style, relentless motor, and ability to become an every-down defensive end. After producing 5 sacks and 99 pressures over his first 2 NFL seasons, the belief is that his best football is still ahead of him. The secondary also appears to be in a strong position, with established veterans leading the way. Denzel Ward and Grant Delpit remain key pieces of the defense, while the continued search for another dependable cornerback shows that Cleveland isn't satisfied with simply having good starters. The organization wants quality depth capable of stepping in whenever needed, which explains the addition of Tyler Hall and the ongoing competition throughout camp. If Hall can recapture the form he showed earlier in his career, this signing could become one of those underrated moves that pays off later in the season. Even if he ultimately serves as valuable depth, his experience in championship organizations and competitive mindset fit exactly what the Browns appear to be building as they prepare for another challenging season. Now, it's your turn, Browns fans. Do you think Tyler Hall can earn a meaningful role in this defense, or should Cleveland continue searching for another answer at the CB3 position? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this update, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and click the video on your screen next for more Cleveland Browns news. If you want the latest Browns updates first, this is the place to be.